Am I recording? So, groovy girls, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a brand new People's Diary. On the last episode of the People's Diary, we did Confessions of a Killer, and to be honest, I f***ing loved that. So I'm so happy to say that today's episode is a Halloween edition. I wasn't actually aware of how many Halloween confessions I had, but apparently the craziest shit goes down on Halloween from what I can tell from today's confessions. No introduction needed, let's just get straight on into it. I'm in a very sticky situation at the moment. I'm sorry it's a long one, babe. We love all the context in the world, don't you stress? So I was best friend with a girl for 14 years. I'm 18 now. And we met in preschool and we were extremely close ever since. Literally inseparable. So in October, I went to her house for dinner and I met her dad for the first time. Bear in mind her parents are separated and she doesn't see her dad often. He was super nice and very attractive. Come on, Miss Thing. I knew it was wrong, so I ignored my feelings and I moved on. 2 weeks later, they were having a small get together for Halloween. My family and I went to their house, and when I saw him, I felt the exact same. So this is where it gets messy. I was talking to him a lot. We had a lot of laughs. He said I was cute and he was flirting with me a lot. And when nobody was looking, we went into my best friend's bedroom and did completely raw dogged on the best mate's bed. Jesus. We forgot to lock the door. Halfway through, his wife walked in on us. We were both naked, everything was out, it was so embarrassing. I don't know if his wife has said anything to my best friend. I don't know what to do, I'm so scared to talk to her. In case she knows about it, help, I love you. I mean, I love you too. But I didn't realise he had a wife this whole time. When you said the parents were separated, I just assumed that like the dad was single. So I was like, okay with it. I wouldn't have been egging you on if I knew that that was the shit you were pulling. Bitch. I wouldn't know what to do if I was you either, to be honest. I mean, oh my god, I haven't got my jewellery on. Hold that thought, I'll get back to you in a sec. How can I forget? Ugh, what palavers, eh? Tell you what, I've lit this candle and all I can smell is like a melting pumpkin. I know there's a candle under one of the pumpkins. To be honest, I should just blow it out. You can't even see that it's lit. Ow! Am I a stupid bitch? Am I actually a stupid bitch? Today, I turned my tap on with my laptop underneath it because I was filming in the bath, and now I've just put my hand over a burning flame. I don't really have any advice to give you because you are 18 years old and you can actually do whatever you want to do. However, if somebody slept with my dad, I would be furious and I would never speak to you again. But I also think I'd probably come forward. I mean, that's the most honest thing to do and probably the correct thing to do. But that's all I'm going to say on it. Swiftly moving on. I fell out with a friend because I went to a Halloween party where everyone wore a mask. Guys, I really cannot believe how wild these confessions are, sorry. Had a threesome with a couple. The next day, we both called each other to talk about what went down at Halloween, and she described a very similar threesome that I had. It turns out, because of the masks and the alcohol, we didn't recognise each other. She slept with her best friend and her best friend's boyfriend. The friendship just got awkward after that, and then her boyfriend found out it was me and started to hit on me many times after. I mean, I can't really say I've ever wanted to do that, like the whole mask threesome thing. I mean, it's a fun idea. I kind of like that though, because I guess like you wouldn't see who it is and that would stop the awkwardness. It would literally just purely be about sex, which I guess like a threesome is. Kind of sounds fun. However, if we took the masks off and it was someone that I knew, I literally would be like, and why is he flirting with you? That's weird. Surely you had a pact that once that night was over, capiche? So I was talking to this guy called George for a few months, around a year and a half ago, but nothing really came of it. Once when I saw him and his best mate Henry, we were all on a night out and Henry began Snapchatting me, days of Snapchat, saying that he fancied me and wanted to sleep with me. I'd only met him once, and although I found him very attractive, I did not act upon his confession. I thought it might be a test from George to see if I'd get with another guy whilst I was talking to him, particularly because Henry kept saying that George would be so mad if he found out and he wouldn't tell him if anything happened between us. However, I didn't speak to Henry after that for a few months, and things eventually fizzled out between me and George as well. After a night out on Halloween, always Halloween, Henry popped up to my story and invited me and my best mate over to his house. We were very drunk, so we agreed, and we nearly had a threesome, but it turned into a twosome when my friend went home. Up until New Year's, me and Henry were just friends with benefits, and then he ended things. A few days later, coincidentally, George reached out saying that he wanted to give things another go, and then we started to have a serious relationship ever since. He still doesn't know what went on between me and his best friend, and I don't want to ruin their friendship. Occasionally though, Harry sends me naughty videos and asks me to meet up when he knows I'm with his best friend. That's weird. I think he's got a bit of a power complex, like he only wants you when George wants you. Yuck. Personally, I don't think that Henry likes you. It sounds really bad. But I don't think he does. I just think he likes knowing that he can have you even though his best friend has got you. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I hope you don't respond, but who knows? Who knows what you sneaky cats get up to? I fell out with my mum last year because I came home from school early to find her in the living room in my sexy Halloween costume, straddled over my chemistry teacher's lap. Fair enough, I'd probably be quite pissed off too. The reason I left school early was because my chemistry teacher called in sick and we were told to go as it was close to the end of term. Oh my god, the chemistry teacher was the one that said go home, and it was because he was going home to fuck your mum. To summarise, fuck you Mr. Jenkins for my mum and ruining my parents' marriage. Oh no, I didn't realise. What? I really should read these confessions before I give my judgment. Because I was just like, your mum can get laid too. Not in a marriage, hun. Unless it's the husband or the partner, whoever your partner may be. Okay. Well, they're both whores, let's just be honest. That. They're cheating. Your chemistry teacher. I'm your mum, quite frankly. I had an argument with one of my two best friends because her boyfriend inappropriately touched me at a Halloween party on a night out. I didn't have the confidence to tell her, as me and him don't really get along as it is, and my other best friend witnessed it happen. She noticed my mood change afterwards. I told her in January and she played it off as, it's fine because he didn't act upon it. No, it's not fine. Well, due to COVID, we hadn't seen each other until recently when we met up and we were talking about life and he was brought up and I said that I don't like him. She said, why would I remind her of what he had done? She said that she'd already spoke to him and he said, why the f would I do that to her? And I said something like, I ask myself that every day. Anyway, ever since then, we haven't really spoken, she's carried on as normal. Meanwhile, I'm feeling betrayed, hurt and not believed. She's a piece of shit. She is a piece of shit. You should always believe your friends if they tell you that they have been through something traumatic like that. Like, ew, they're both pieces of shit. You should cut them out of your life, move on. You're so much better than that and I'm so sorry that happened to you. There will be a link down below if you do need any help for getting over that. So I go to sixth form at the high school and a group of boys joined. One of the boys called Jimmy, just for this story. They started talking for Halloween anyway, her and Jimmy. He had a girlfriend but said he wouldn't leave her. Eventually we slept together in the woods. Sorry. He said he would leave her. I was gonna say, Miss Thing, how did it go from I'm not breaking up with my girlfriend to sleeping together? Anyway, scratch that. He said he was gonna break up with her. Eventually he slept with me in the woods next to my school. Ratty place to choose. I thought he had left his girlfriend at this time. He hadn't. Oh good. And he didn't know that it was my first consensual time. That has actually made me really sad that you've just said that. I'm really sorry to hear that. Fast forward to Christmas time and now he's going out with a new girl in my sixth form and it's absolutely breaking my heart seeing them together, but I have to pretend that I'm supportive because we're friends now. No, you don't. You don't have to pretend you're supportive because he literally cheated on his girlfriend with you and you had no idea. Personally, I'd reach out to the girlfriend because I feel like maybe you haven't told her. You two could maybe form a bond. Powerhouse girl couple, absolutely love it. There you go, you'll have a new best friend for life because it's trauma bonding. That is what it is. But I am really sorry that that happened. Boys are so shitty. In fact, everyone's shitty, not just boys. I organised a party for Halloween with 4 of my friends and I'd bought pizzas and snacks for that night, and then it got to about 6 PM and no one had replied in the group chat and they all ended up replying all at once saying that they couldn't make it. I'm not friends with them anymore. Good. That is literally one of the most heartbreaking things ever. Oh my god, it's like that little boy that throws a birthday party, invites all of his class and then no one comes. But then I'm pretty sure like his favourite celebrity had dinner with him or something. Maybe your favourite celebrity will have dinner with you after I've just read your confession. Not that any celebrities watch my videos because I'm literally irrelevant, but anyway. So I was at a Halloween party and ended up having my first kiss with a girl. Go you. Oh, this is so cute how they wrote it. They're like, oh my god, I've had my first kiss with a girl. Ah! Anyways, that's really sweet. That's how I came out to half the people at the party. We went upstairs and called in our friends, the host's bed. What? What? So you went into your friend's room, took the bed and put it in the bathroom? Oh, sorry, no, that's not what happened. I just can't read. They went upstairs, they went into the friend's bed, and then they moved into the bathroom. They didn't move the bed. It is wrote like that though, in my defense. She got freaking fingered apparently. Went downstairs, had a few shots, pretending nothing happened. She then messaged you the next day. We both agreed it wouldn't go any further. I mean, it was fun. I still chat to her occasionally now. Very lovely girl. Sometimes we have to have those experiences to realise what we like. And I bet it was better than any boy you've been with, right? Girls just know what they're doing. Around Halloween time, my friendship group would FaceTime and play games. One day someone asked me if we should try playing Among Us because it was quite popular back then. Oh my god, yeah, it used to be like a massive thing. Anyway, there was an argument between the two girls as they both wanted to be the colour orange. For those of you that don't know, Among Us is like a game where you can choose little characters and they're all different colours and one of them is orange. And apparently this girl is ginger, so she said, funny how bitches turn to my fans. Funny how bitches turn to my fans. The argument consisted of people taking sides, and a month went by. What? And then the group completely split. The only boy in our group left was being told to come out, and other rude comments were made about his sexuality by the rest of the girls in the group who used to be really good friends with him. And then they went to a teacher before we could possibly speak to somebody about it, and they beat us to it. We were told to apologise to them just for sticking up for ourselves. The British education system is fucked. Any type of institutional system is fucked. Some more than others. I agree. Oh my god. Your poor friend, your poor friend, that is so sad. I don't speak to my cousin anymore because on Halloween of 2020, she brought loads of people around to our student accommodation. It made me super uncomfortable, so I went to my room. I went downstairs for a drink and she proceeded to scream at me. And then I called my dad and told him that people were here. Your dad then told her mum and she screamed at you in front of everyone. I was humiliated, so I went upstairs. My bedroom is above the kitchen, and from 1 AM to 4 AM, they all spoke about me in unrepeatable ways. I cried myself to sleep and haven't spoken to her since. That's your own flesh and blood, and they're doing you like that? Yeah, good job you cut her off and haven't spoken to her since. What a piece of shit. Halloween just makes people go absolutely west. So, me and my best friend used to live next door to each other. For Halloween, we always went to his. One time we went to the loo together as we were only like 5 years old. As he went to the loo, he just pissed all over me instead of in the toilet seat, and that was the funniest thing, and we're still best friends. That's actually really cute and innocent. I mean, I wouldn't want to be peed on, but it's still really cute, and I'm glad that you're still best friends. Talking of best friends, I fancy my best friend's brother, and on Halloween like 2 years ago, I saw him kissing his sister, who was my best friend, in a cupboard. So I just walked away and I haven't spoken to them since. Good on you, good riddance. When I was 15, my boyfriend and I threw a Halloween party for all of our high school friends. By about 10 PM, there was way too many people there. I went upstairs to the bathroom to get a breather for a minute. I was reasonably drunk at this point, and as I walked in, I saw my boyfriend kissing my best friend. Instead of causing a scene, I went back downstairs, found my boyfriend's best mate. We got together that night, and I did it to get revenge. I didn't even say anything to my best friend. The next day she was texting me, telling me how she got with a new lad at the party in the bathroom. Turns out it wasn't my boyfriend at all, and I cheated on him for no reason. His best mate was too drunk to remember, so I've never said anything to this day. Oh my fucking god. Ouch, major ouch, like major ouch. At my friend's Halloween party, there was this really tall, hunky guy wearing a cool, scary mask. I don't know why I said it like that. And we both were interested in each other straight away. We started talking, touching each other, and then we went to the back shed in the garden where he tied me up with a hose and shoved it in my vagina. Sodomy, darling, that's what you'd call that. We did the weirdest stuff, obviously had sex too, until it was like 4 AM and he took off his mask and oh, it was my friend's dad. Oh, that's really good. I'd never really seen him before, hence why I didn't recognise him until he took off his mask. That was the most enjoyable experience I've ever had. And now we do this all the time and have the most fun on Halloween. Oh, but your friend still doesn't know. The good thing about this story is the dad is divorced, she is 22, and he is 48. So, I mean, it's not like the best scenario, but I don't think it's that bad. Not a secret, but here's a little story for you. Well, it's a secret to me, my friend. My pal was talking to this boy, and I first met him when we went to a party, and at this party he made a move on me. He made a move on me and I didn't know what to do. After the party I told my friend and it was kind of awkward because out of all of this she decided not to talk to him anymore. And then at our next party I was talking to him and ended up getting with him. Right, even though you know it would piss your friend off, that's a bit weird. This was my first kiss and we were the only ones in the room, and of course she had to be the one to walk in. Anyway, after a drunk argument and a few weeks of sorting things, I started to really like him. Oh goody! I spoke to her about it and she was completely fine with it. And no, I bet she wasn't completely fine with it because I've been in a situation where I've told my friend she can go for a guy that I used to date and said I was fine with it. I wasn't actually fine with it, so just be honest. So at Halloween that year I got with him again, and that's as far as it went, and we went home from the party and then was Snapchatting him for a few days and then he just disappeared. No reply, nothing. Through group chats with his friends and I found out that he had been arrested on suspicion of the R word that we shall not speak. Okay. Which had apparently happened at the Halloween party that I was at the same night I met him for the first time. Oh my god, that could have been you. That's so scary. After I went home from the party, he went to another one and that's where it supposedly happened. It was his word versus hers because it was only them in the room, and I didn't hear or see from him until the following February at another party, and I talked it through with him because I needed to know if he did it, and he still says he never did. That same party, he tried to make a move and I refused, and even my friend shut him down. I was kind of scarred at this point and haven't spoken to anyone since, and now I'm going on a date next week with this really lovely boy, so I'll see how it goes. Well, I hope your date goes absolutely incredible. I'm so sorry to hear that he was an absolute shithead. Basically, me and my best friend fell out as she kept FaceTiming my ex-boyfriend on Halloween, so instead I got paralytically drunk, ended up at her ex-boyfriend's house who was 10 years older than me, and I shagged him. Lol. Okay. Big regrets, but why is my revenge so extra? I definitely would have gone if I was sober, but live, laugh, love. Queen shit. Toxic girl shit. On Saturday, I went to a Halloween party without my boyfriend. I was drunk and high, which I know in itself isn't a good state to be in. And I got told that me and a boy were going to look for my drink, but instead we started kissing. But then when I realized that it wasn't my boyfriend, I pulled away and told the boy that I was getting with that I shouldn't be doing that. He then kissed me 2 more times during the night, even though I told him no and that I have a boyfriend. That's really shitty of him. That is really shitty that you should have been with someone that you trusted, and he clearly wasn't that person. There is a video of me and this boy kissing, which I don't want my boyfriend to see. I felt so guilty and saw my boyfriend the morning after, and I told him everything, and he was angry. However, just at the boy that I got with and not me, because he knows that I wasn't with it and that I was high and I was drunk and that I pulled away. But in the video, it took a few seconds for me getting with that boy to realize that it wasn't my boyfriend and for me to pull away. I feel horrible and I really don't want my boyfriend to see the video. Personally, you did the best thing you possibly could in that scenario by telling your boyfriend. Honesty is the key to a good relationship, so really, really proud of you for that. From what you've said, you literally had no idea it was happening, and like, I don't really know what else to say on the matter. It is a bit of a sticky one because sometimes people do things when they're drunk and then they regret them the morning after, so they're like, they say they didn't mean it and that they were too drunk, but like, I do know what you mean. I've never been in this scenario myself, but I've been in a scenario where like, I'm so drunk and I just want people to help me, but like, I'm also unresponsive. Like, I get what you mean, and he took advantage of that, which is really shitty of him. Hopefully your boyfriend loves and trusts you enough to know that that wasn't the case. This girl that I was friends with was a home wrecker with me and this girl that I was getting with at the time, which absolutely broke my heart. A couple of months later, she was getting with a boy who was my friend, and on Halloween I decided to have sex with the boy to get my own back, which is risky. She found out and I told her, I didn't know you were getting together. This is bad. I mean, she did it first. She home wrecked you and your girls, so shouldn't really have slept with this person when someone else was seeing them, because now you're just as bad as her. Was she a home wrecker? But now you are. What do we do about that? So, groovy girls, that is it for today's video. I really hope you did enjoy. I have all the time in the world for these confessions. I honestly live for them. I live, shit, breathe, and piss your confessions. So thank you so, so much for even sending them in. If you do have any more, oh my God, please send them. New Year's is coming up. I would love to hear your New Year's confessions. And you know what? Anything you have on your plate right now. It's also completely anonymous, so if you do want to confess anything, confess your sins down below in the link in the description. There is also the Tub Talks, which is where you can get advice from your big sis has, and we'll just talk about everything possible on there. Aside from that, I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video, groovy girls.